We are currently experiencing the rising of ancient pharaohs from their tombs. I am here in Egypt with the once renowned and the youngest pharaoh of the time to talk about what's going on. Your Highness, good to see you. Can you please introduce yourself to your audience? We're looking forward to getting to know you.
My subjects, it is I, King Tut. You will bow down to me. Amun commands it.
Of course, Your Majesty. Now will you begin?
I must. I was born approximately in the year 1343 BC, and I died around 1324 BC.
Wow, you must have been 19 when you have died.
The youngest pharaoh to become king, and the youngest pharaoh to tragically die. I was born in the capital, Amarna, to my mother and father, Akhenaten. I became king when I was just 9 years old. When my father passed, I was the only one to take his place.
Why is becoming king so young?
No choice. If it wasn't me, then who could take my father's place? Even at that age, I understood what had to be done.
Do you have any regrets from your past?
Although I don't regret being king, I do wish that I could have spent more time with my father before his death.
Are there any interesting facts about yourself?
For one, I used to have a different name.
Interesting. What was it then?
My name was Tutankhaten. My father worshipped the god of Aten, but the majority of Egypt followed the traditional gods, so I abandoned my old name. My main goal was to return Egypt back to its polytheistic roots, since my father made his own monotheistic empire.
Anyways, I was wondering if you had a wife or any children to continue your legacy.
I had a wife. Her name was Anakasamun. We wanted children, but the gods must have seen it a different way.
Sorry to hear about that. It must not be easy being a king and a child at the same time.
Being king isn't an easy job. You have to answer to your people, deal with outside threats, and many more. It makes it hard to trust people in my position.
Now that you've told us about this, do you feel like you can rest?
I do. Thanks for hearing me out. Originally, we pharaohs came back to rule again, but having made a true friend, I returned to my tomb where I was asleep, knowing that I was able to finally meet someone I could trust. I'm sure the others will follow my example.
I'm glad that I have met you. I wish you safe travel to the Valley of the Kings.
To you and all my friends, have a great rest of your lives.
This is your trusted reporter and friend of King Tut, signing out and good night. Of course you're. Of course you're.
Oh my god. You have to say that and bow. You can't.
Breaking news! We are currently experiencing the rising of ancient pharaohs from their tombs. I am here in Egypt. Breaking news! We are currently experiencing the rising of ancient pharaohs from their tomb. I am in here in ancient Egypt. Breaking news! We are currently experiencing the rising of ancient pharaohs from tombs.